This whole thing is content, bro. My followers are gonna eat this up. Those are the words that 23-year-old Derrick Lansing says as he walks into Providence Municipal Court. He's holding his phone up high. The camera is pointed at his face. He's live streaming, right now, in a courthouse. Judge Frank Caprio looks up from his desk. His eyes narrow. He's seen a lot in his 30 years on the bench, but this is new. If you believe that justice should be equal for everyone, no matter who their parents are, you'll want to see what happens next, because what Judge Caprio finds on that phone will shock you. Derrick Lansing is the son of Mayor Thomas Lansing, the mayor of a small town just outside Providence. Derrick has 340,000 followers on social media. He calls himself an entrepreneur and influencer. His bio says, "Living my best life." His posts show expensive cars, private jets, bottles of champagne that cost more than a month's rent. Today, he's wearing a white Balenciaga hoodie. It costs $890. His jeans are ripped in all the right places. Designer ripped. Not accident ripped. His sneakers are limited edition Jordans. They go for $2,400 on resale sites. Around his neck hangs a thick gold chain with a diamond pendant shaped like a crown. On his wrist sits a rose gold Audemars Piguet watch worth $45,000. And his phone. His phone is always in his hand. Always recording. Always live streaming. Always performing for an audience that never stops watching. The bailiff stands up. His name is Officer Martinez. He's been working this court for 15 years. He's a big man with a stern face, but he's fair, always fair. All rise, Officer Martinez says. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Frank Caprio presiding. Case number 2025 tier 94,521. The State versus Derrick Anthony Lansing. Everyone stands, except Derrick. He's too busy adjusting his camera angle, making sure the lighting is good, making sure his followers can see everything. Mr. Lansing, Judge Caprio says, his voice is calm, patient. Please stand and approach the bench. Derrick looks up. He smirks. Oh, my bad. He doesn't sound sorry. He sounds amused. He walks forward. His phone is still recording, still live streaming. The camera is pointed at the judge. Sir, you need to turn off your phone, Officer Martinez says. He steps forward. His hand moves toward Derrick. Derrick pulls the phone away. Whoa. Relax, man. My followers have a right to see this. It's public record, right? He looks at the camera. He winks. Y'all seeing this? They're trying to silence me. Comments flood his live stream. Hundreds of them. Most are laughing emojis. Fire emojis. Some say, "You got this, bro." Others say, "Flex on them." Judge Caprio takes a deep breath. Mr. Lansing, this is a courtroom, not a social media studio. You will turn off that device immediately, or I will hold you in contempt. Do you understand? Derrick rolls his eyes, but he lowers the phone. He taps the screen. Fine, whatever. Stream's paused. He slides the phone into his pocket, but his hand stays on it, like he's not ready to let go. Thank you, Judge Caprio says. Now let's discuss why you're here today. At a table to the left sits another person. Her name is Vanessa Morgan. She's 41 years old. She's a middle school science teacher. She's been teaching for 17 years. She loves her job. She loves her students, but the pay isn't great. She works a second job on weekends at a bookstore. She does this to help pay for her mother's medical bills. Her mother has diabetes. The medication is expensive. The doctor visits are expensive. Everything is expensive. Vanessa is wearing a simple navy blue dress. It's clean but old. The hem is starting to fray. Her shoes are black flats with a small scuff on the toe. She bought them 3 years ago. She's tried to make them last. Her hands rest in her lap. They're shaking slightly. Next to her sits a legal aid attorney. His name is Mr. Patterson. He's here to help people who can't afford expensive lawyers. He has a stack of papers in front of him. He looks tired. He handles 40 cases a week, maybe more. Your Honor, Mr. Patterson begins. My client, Ms. Morgan, is here today regarding a traffic incident that occurred on March 14th. She was driving home from work when the defendant struck her vehicle from behind while she was stopped at a red light on Riverside Avenue. Judge Caprio nods. He opens a folder. Inside are police reports, Photos, statements. I see. Ms. Morgan, can you tell me what happened that day? Vanessa's voice is soft, respectful. Yes, Your Honor. I was stopped at the light near Riverside Elementary School. It was around 3:30 in the afternoon. School had just let out. There were kids crossing the street. The crossing guard was there, Mrs. Henderson. She's been doing that job for 20 years. Derrick yawns. He doesn't even try to hide it. He checks his watch. He taps his foot. Vanessa continues. I heard tires squealing behind me, then a loud crash. My car got pushed forward about 10 feet. My head hit the steering wheel. I got a concussion. I had to miss 2 weeks of work. I'm very sorry to hear that, Judge Caprio says. His voice is gentle. Were there any witnesses? Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Henderson saw everything. Several parents who were picking up their kids saw it too. And the defendant's car has a dash cam. The police have the footage. Judge Caprio looks at Derrick. Mr. Lansing, do you have an attorney present today? Derrick shrugs. Nah, don't need one. This is going to be quick, right? I'll just pay whatever fine and bounce. A woman in the gallery gasps quietly. She can't believe what she's hearing. The disrespect. The arrogance. Mr. Lansing, Judge Caprio says slowly, this is a serious matter. You caused an accident that injured someone. You're facing charges of reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, and attempting to bribe a police officer. These are not small issues. Derrick laughs. Actually laughs. Leaving the scene? Bro, I came back. I just had to move my car. It was blocking traffic. And the bribe thing? That's a misunderstanding. I was just trying to help the situation, you know. Help the situation, Judge Caprio repeats, by offering the responding officer $5,000 in cash to make the report disappear. The gallery murmurs. People lean forward in their seats. This is getting interesting. It wasn't like that, Derrick says. He's starting to look annoyed. I was offering to handle it privately, like adults. Why involve insurance and all that paperwork? It's a waste of everyone's time. Mr. Patterson stands up. Your Honor, if I may. The police report clearly states that the defendant not only left the scene initially, but also made multiple phone calls while still at the location. According to witnesses, he was more concerned with filming himself and his damaged vehicle than checking on my client's welfare. That's not true. Derrick snaps. I asked if she was okay. She said yes, so I figured we were good. You asked through your car window while you were driving away. Mr. Patterson says, you didn't stop. You didn't get out. You didn't call 911. Because she was fine. Derrick's voice rises. Look at her. She's here. She's alive. What's the big deal? Vanessa's eyes fill with tears. She blinks them back. She doesn't want to cry in court, but it's hard. This man nearly killed her, and he acts like it's nothing. Judge Caprio sets down his pen. Mr. Lansing, the big deal is that you hit another person's car. You hurt another human being, and instead of taking responsibility, you tried to pay your way out of it. That's the big deal. Derrick pulls his phone from his pocket. Can I record this? This is gold. My followers need to hear this. Put that phone away, Officer Martinez says. His voice is firm. Not loud, but firm. Now. All right. Geez. Derrick puts the phone on the table in front of him. But his fingers drum next to it, like he's itching to pick it back up. Judge Caprio looks at the police report again. Officer Davis was the responding officer. He's here today to testify. Officer Davis, please approach. A police officer stands up from the back of the courtroom. He's in full uniform. His badge shines under the lights. He walks to the witness stand. He places his hand on a Bible. He swears to tell the truth. Officer Davis, Judge Caprio begins. Can you tell us what you observed when you arrived at the scene? Yes, Your Honor. Officer Davis's voice is clear. Professional. I received a call at 3:47 p.m. about a two-vehicle collision at the intersection of Riverside Avenue and Oak Street. When I arrived at 3:52 p.m., I found Ms. Morgan sitting in her vehicle. She was holding her head. She said she felt dizzy. Her airbag had deployed. The front of her car was damaged. The rear was crushed inward about 8 inches. And the defendant's vehicle? The defendant's vehicle, a black BMW M5, was parked about 50 yards down the street. The defendant was standing outside his car. He was on his phone. When I approached, he was recording a video. He was talking to his camera. He said, and I quote, "Just got into a little fender bender. No big deal. The other person is totally overreacting." Derrick shifts in his seat. That's taken out of context. "I didn't finish," Officer Davis says. "The defendant then saw me approaching. He ended his video. He put his phone away. He approached me with his wallet open. He pulled out a stack of cash. He said, 'Officer, we don't need to make this official, right? I can make this worth your while.' The courtroom goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. Even the air seems to hold its breath. I informed the defendant that he was now being investigated for attempted bribery a law enforcement officer. He laughed. He said, 'Come on, man. Everyone has a price.' 'What's yours?' Derrick stands up. 'That's a lie. I never said that.' 'Sit down, Mr. Lansing,' Judge Caprio says. His voice is sharper now. 'You'll have your chance to speak.' Derrick sits. But he's angry now. His face is red. His jaw is tight. Officer Davis continues, 'I asked the defendant for his license and registration. He provided them. I also asked if I could review his dashcam footage. He said his car didn't have a dashcam. But witnesses told me they saw a camera mounted on his windshield. When I pressed further, he became defensive. He said I didn't have the right to search his car.' 'Did you search his car?' Judge Caprio asks. 'No, Your Honor, not at that time. But I did note his refusal in my report. I also photographed the dashcam that was clearly visible through his windshield.' Judge Caprio looks at Derrick. 'Mr. Lansing, you told Officer Davis you didn't have a dashcam, but he photographed one in your car. Why did you lie?' Derrick crosses his arms. 'I forgot it was there.' 'You forgot?' 'Yeah, I forget stuff sometimes. I'm a busy person.' A man in the gallery shakes his head. He's a retired firefighter. He's seen liars before. This kid is a liar. 'Your Honor,' Officer Davis says, 'there's more. After I issued the defendant a citation and called an ambulance for Ms. Morgan, I observed the defendant making multiple phone calls. I overheard parts of these conversations. He said things like, 'Dad, you need to fix this, and I don't care what it costs, make it go away.' 'Did you document these statements?' Judge Caprio asks. 'Yes, Your Honor. They're in my supplemental report. I also activated my body camera during the entire interaction. The footage has been submitted as evidence.' Judge Caprio nods. 'Let's watch that footage now.' A screen is wheeled into the courtroom. A technician connects a laptop. The lights dim slightly. The video begins to play. The footage shows Officer Davis walking toward Derrick. Derrick is holding his phone up. He's smiling at the camera. His voice is clear on the recording. 'Yo, what's up? Everyone, just had a little accident. This lady stopped out of nowhere, not my fault. But you know how it is? People looking for a payday.' Vanessa's hands grip the edge of the table. Her knuckles turn white. He's blaming her. On camera, to thousands of people. The video continues. Officer Davis approaches. 'Sir, I need to speak with you about the accident.' Derrick turns. 'Oh, hey, look, officer, this doesn't need to be a big thing. How about we just keep this between us?' He pulls out cash. $100 bills. A lot of them. 'Sir, put that away,' Officer Davis says. 'Are you attempting to bribe me?' 'Bribe? Nah, man. I'm just saying. You help me out, I help you out. That's how the world works.' Officer Davis's body camera captures everything. The cash, the smirk, the attitude. The video shows Derrick walking to his car. He opens the door. He reaches inside. The dashcam is visible on the windshield. He looks at it. He reaches for it. 'Sir, step away from the vehicle,' Officer Davis says. 'I'm just getting my insurance card,' Derrick lies. 'Step away from the vehicle now.' Derrick pulls his hand back. He's been caught. He knows it. The video ends. The lights come back on. The courtroom is silent again. Everyone just watched Derrick Lansing try to destroy evidence and bribe a police officer. On camera. Judge Caprio looks at Derrick. 'Mr. Lansing, what were you reaching for in your car?' 'My insurance card, like I said.' 'Your insurance card. That's located on your windshield where your dashcam is mounted.' 'I got confused.' 'You got confused?' 'Yeah.' Judge Caprio closes the folder in front of him. He takes off his glasses. He rubs his eyes. He's tired. Tired of entitled people who think rules don't apply to them. Mr. Lansing, he says, I've been doing this job for a long time. I've seen thousands of cases, thousands of people. Some made mistakes. Some had bad luck. Some were truly sorry for what they did. But you're different. Derrick leans back in his chair. Different good or different bad? He's trying to be funny. No one laughs. You hit a woman's car. You hurt her. She got a concussion. She missed 2 weeks of work. Do you know what that means for a teacher? She probably got paid anyway, Derrick mutters. She didn't, Mr. Patterson interjects. Teachers don't get paid for sick days beyond their allocated amount. Ms. Morgan used all her sick days last year when her mother had surgery. These 2 weeks came out of her paycheck. She lost $1,800. Derrick shrugs. That's not my problem. A woman in the third row stands up. How dare you? She shouts. Officer Martinez moves toward her. She sits back down, but her face is flushed with anger. Judge Caprio holds up his hand. Order, please. He looks at Derrick again. Mr. Lansing, you just said that Ms. Morgan's financial loss is not your problem. But it is your problem. You caused the accident. You're responsible. Fine, I'll write her a check. Can we be done now? No, we cannot be done now. Judge Caprio's voice is rising, not yelling, but rising, because we haven't discussed the fact that you tried to bribe an officer. We haven't discussed the fact that you lied about having a dash cam. We haven't discussed the fact that you left the scene of an accident. And we haven't discussed the phone calls you made. What phone calls? Derrick asks. He's playing dumb, but he knows. He knows exactly what phone calls. Officer Davis speaks up. Your Honor, after the incident, my supervisor received 3 phone calls. 1 from Mayor Lansing, 1 from City Councilman Roberts, and 1 from the Chief of Police in the defendant's hometown. All 3 calls requested that I drop the charges or reduce them significantly. The gallery erupts. People are talking over each other. This is bigger than anyone thought. This isn't just about a car accident. This is about corruption, about privilege, about powerful people trying to protect their own. Order. Judge Caprio's voice booms. The room goes quiet. This court will have order. Derrick is starting to look uncomfortable. He shifts in his seat. He reaches for his phone. He stops himself. He knows he can't touch it. Mr. Lansing, Judge Caprio says, did you ask your father to intervene on your behalf? I asked him for advice. That's not illegal. Advice? And did that advice include having the mayor call the police department to try to make your charges disappear? My dad was just concerned. He didn't want me to have a record. A record? You mean consequences? He didn't want you to face consequences. That's not. That's exactly what it is. Judge Caprio cuts him off. Your father, a public official, used his position to try to influence a police investigation. That's abuse of power, and you asked him to do it. Derrick stands up. You can't talk about my dad like that. He's a good man. He served this community for 10 years. Sit down, Officer Martinez says. His hand moves to his belt, to his handcuffs. Derrick sees this. He sits, but slowly, like he's doing it on his own terms, not because he's been told. Judge Caprio opens another folder. Officer Davis, in your report, you mentioned that you attempted to obtain the dashcam footage. What happened with that? The defendant refused to provide it voluntarily. We obtained a warrant. When we went to retrieve the camera and footage, the defendant claimed it had been damaged in the accident and he had thrown it away. Thrown it away? Yes, Your Honor. But our digital forensics team was able to obtain data from his phone. We discovered that he had backed up his dashcam footage to his cloud storage. He had also attempted to delete it on March 16th. 2 days after the accident. 1 day after we requested it. Derrick's face goes pale. His mouth opens, closes, opens again. I didn't. That was an accident. I was clearing storage space. Mr. Lansing, Judge Caprio says, destroying evidence is a crime, a serious crime. I didn't destroy anything. It's probably still there. It was still there, Officer Davis says, but only because our forensics team recovered the deleted files. If they hadn't acted quickly, it would have been permanently erased. Judge Caprio looks at the prosecutor. She's been sitting quietly, taking notes. Her name is Ms. Jennifer Walsh. She's been a prosecutor for 8 years. She's tough. Fair, but tough. Ms. Walsh, Judge Caprio says, have you reviewed the recovered footage? Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Walsh stands. She's wearing a gray suit. Her hair is pulled back in a neat bun. The footage is quite revealing. It shows the defendant driving at approximately 58 miles per hour in a posted 30-mile-per-hour school zone. It shows him looking at his phone, typing on his phone, not watching the road. It shows Ms. Morgan's car stopped at the red light. And it shows the defendant looking up at the last second, trying to brake, and hitting her car at approximately 45 miles per hour. He was going 58 in a school zone. Judge Caprio asks, with children present? Yes, Your Honor. The timestamp on the video is 3:32 p.m. School dismissal is at 3:30 p.m. Children were actively crossing the street. A mother in the gallery grabs her husband's hand. She's thinking about her own children, about what could have happened, about how lucky everyone was that Derrick only hit a parked car, not a child. Mr. Lansing, Judge Caprio says, were you on your phone when you hit Ms. Morgan's car? I glanced at it, just for a second. Just for a second. The footage shows you looking at your phone for 11 seconds straight. At 58 miles per hour, do you know how far you traveled in those 11 seconds? Derrick doesn't answer. Over 900 feet, Judge Caprio says, that's 3 football fields. You drove 3 football fields without looking at the road. In a school zone, with children everywhere. But I didn't hit any kids. Derrick says, like that makes it okay. You didn't hit any kids, Judge Caprio repeats, so that makes it fine. Is that what you're saying? I'm saying it could have been worse. It could have been worse. You're right. You could have killed someone, multiple people, children, but you didn't. So in your mind, you deserve credit for that, for not killing anyone. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Derrick doesn't answer. He can't, because there is no good answer. Judge Caprio looks at the folder again. He's reading something. His expression changes. His jaw tightens. Ms. Walsh, there's a note here about social media posts. Can you explain? Ms. Walsh nods. Yes, Your Honor. After the accident, the defendant continued to post on his social media accounts. He posted videos making light of the situation. He called Ms. Morgan a clout chaser. He said she was trying to get famous off his name. He encouraged his followers to find her information and let her know what they thought. Vanessa's head drops. She's crying now. Quietly, but crying. She didn't ask for any of this. She was just driving home from work. And now hundreds of thousands of people think she's a liar. A gold digger, a bad person. Your Honor, Mr. Patterson says, my client has received over 3,000 harassing messages since the defendant posted about her. People have found her school. They called her workplace. They've threatened her. She's had to delete all of her social media accounts. She's had to change her phone number. She's scared to leave her house. Derrick scoffs. I didn't tell anyone to threaten her. People do what they want. I can't control that. You called her a clout chaser to 340,000 followers. Judge Caprio says, you gave them her name. You painted a target on her back. And now you say you're not responsible for what happened next. I have free speech. Free speech. Yes, you do, but free speech has consequences, especially when you use it to harm someone. Derrick leans forward. Harm? I didn't harm anyone. Words can't hurt you. It's the internet. Everyone talks trash. Words can't hurt you. Judge Caprio sets down his papers. He takes a long breath. Mr. Lansing, do you know what it's like to be afraid in your own home? To worry that a stranger might show up at your door because someone sent them there. To have people call your job and try to get you fired. That's not my fault. You're right. It's not your fault that people are cruel, but it is your fault that you aimed their cruelty at an innocent woman. A woman you hurt. A woman who did nothing wrong. She shouldn't have stopped so fast. The room gasps. A man in the back row says, "Oh my God," loud enough for everyone to hear. Judge Caprio stands up. What did you just say? Derrick realizes he's crossed a line, but he's in too deep now. His pride won't let him back down. I said she stopped fast, if she'd been more careful. She was stopped at a red light. Judge Caprio's voice is loud now, really loud. She was obeying the law. She was protecting children, and you're blaming her for your recklessness. I'm just saying, no, stop talking. Judge Caprio points at Derrick. You need to understand something right now. This is not social media. This is not your live stream. This is a court of law. And in this court, you don't get to lie. You don't get to manipulate the truth. You don't get to buy your way out. And you certainly don't get to blame the victim. Derrick's phone buzzes on the table. Without thinking, he picks it up. He looks at the screen. He smiles. Yo, I'm blowing up right now. This is going to get so many views. Officer Martinez moves forward. Put the phone down. Hold on, let me just... Put it down now. Derrick looks up. He sees the officer standing over him. He sees the judge staring at him with fury in his eyes. He sees the entire courtroom watching him, waiting to see what he'll do. He sets the phone down. Fine. God, everyone's so sensitive. Judge Caprio sits back down. Mr. Lansing, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to think very carefully before you answer. Do you understand the seriousness of what you've done? Derrick shrugs. Yeah, I get it. I messed up. I'll pay the fine. I'll take a driving class. Whatever. Can we move this along? I have a meeting at 5. A meeting at 5? Of course you do, because your time is valuable. More valuable than Ms. Morgan's time. More valuable than this court's time. More valuable than everyone's time. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. Your actions said it for you. Judge Caprio looks at Ms. Walsh. Does the prosecution have anything else? Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to submit the defendant's phone as evidence. Our forensic team has reviewed it. There are several deleted conversations that are relevant to this case. Derrick jumps up. What? You went through my phone? That's illegal. It's not illegal when we have a warrant, Ms. Walsh says calmly, which we obtained after you attempted to destroy evidence. You had no right. We had every right, Judge Caprio says. Sit down. Derrick sits, but his leg bounces up and down. Fast, nervous energy, or maybe anger. Probably both. Ms. Walsh continues. The deleted messages include a conversation between the defendant and his father. In these messages, the defendant admits to being on his phone while driving. He also discusses ways to avoid responsibility. I'd like to read one exchange if I may. Proceed, Judge Caprio says. Ms. Walsh picks up a paper. On March 14th at 4:15 p.m., approximately 30 minutes after the accident, the defendant texted his father. He wrote, Dad, I messed up. Was on my phone and rear-ended some lady. Cops are here. What do I do? Derrick closes his eyes. He knows what's coming. The mayor responded, Don't admit anything. Say you were adjusting your radio. I'll handle the cops. Delete this thread after you read it. The courtroom explodes. People are shouting. Some are angry. Some are shocked. A reporter in the back is typing furiously on her laptop. Order. Judge Caprio slams his gavel. Order in this court. The noise dies down, but the energy in the room is electric. Dangerous. There's more, Ms. Walsh says. The defendant responded, already tried to pay off the cop. Didn't work. He's writing me up for everything. Can you call Chief Morrison? The mayor replied, I'm on it. Stay calm. Don't say anything else. And definitely delete your dashcam footage. Do it tonight. Derrick stands up again. Those messages are private. You can't use them. They're evidence of a crime, Ms. Walsh says. Multiple crimes, actually. Attempted bribery, obstruction of justice, conspiracy to destroy evidence, and your father's messages suggest he was complicit in all of it. Derrick's face is bright red. Veins bulge in his neck. My father did nothing wrong. He was protecting me. That's what fathers do. Fathers protect their children, Judge Caprio says. They don't help them break the law. You're twisting everything. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. I understand that you believe you're above the law. I understand that your father enabled that belief. And I understand that you have never, not once in your life, faced real consequences for your actions. That's not true. Name one time you faced consequences. Derrick opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. Nothing comes out. I'll wait, Judge Caprio says. The silence stretches. 10 seconds, 20, 30. Derrick can't think of anything, because there is nothing. Every time he's messed up, Daddy fixed it. Every time he's hurt someone, money made it go away. Every time he faced trouble, his last name saved him. Your Honor, Mr. Patterson says, may I say something on behalf of my client? Please, Judge Caprio says. Mr. Patterson stands. He looks at Vanessa. She nods at him. Your Honor, Ms. Morgan doesn't want revenge. She doesn't want to ruin anyone's life. She just wants justice. She wants to know that what happened to her mattered, that her pain mattered, that the fear she's felt every day since the accident mattered. Vanessa stands up. Her voice is shaky but strong. Your Honor, may I speak? Of course, Ms. Morgan. She takes a breath. I don't know the defendant. I'd never heard of him before the accident. I don't care that his father is the mayor. I don't care how many followers he has. I care that he hit me and drove away. I care that he lied about what happened. I care that he sent his followers after me like I was the bad guy. Tears stream down her face, but she doesn't stop. I have nightmares now. I wake up in a panic thinking I'm about to be hit. I flinch every time a car pulls up behind me at a light. I had to take time off work. I couldn't pay my mother's medical bills. I had to borrow money from my sister. And through all of this, he posted videos making fun of me, calling me names, laughing. She looks at Derrick. I'm a real person. I have a life, a family, a job I love, and you treated me like I was nothing, like I was just an obstacle in your way, something to run over and forget about. Derrick doesn't look at her. He stares at the table. I don't want your money, Vanessa says. I want you to understand what you did. To really understand. Because if you don't learn now, you're going to hurt someone else. And next time, they might not be as lucky as me. She sits down. The courtroom is silent. Several people are wiping their eyes. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Thank you, Ms. Morgan. Your words are powerful and important. He looks at Derrick. Did you hear what she said? Yeah, I heard, Derrick mutters. And what? And do you have anything to say to her? Derrick looks up. For a second, just a second, he looks like he might apologize, like something in Vanessa's words reached him. But then his face hardens, his jaw sets. I'm sorry she feels that way, but I'm not the villain here. I made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. You're sorry she feels that way. Judge Caprio shakes his head. That's not an apology. That's a deflection. What do you want me to say? I want you to take responsibility. Just once. I want you to admit what you did wrong without any excuses or justifications. Can you do that? Derrick looks around the room, at all the faces staring at him, at the judgment in their eyes, at the disappointment, at the anger. He doesn't like it. He's used to people loving him, praising him, worshiping him. This feels wrong. Fine, he says. I shouldn't have been on my phone, happy. No, Judge Caprio says. I'm not happy, because you don't mean it. You're saying what you think I want to hear, but you don't actually believe it. How do you know what I believe? Because I've been watching you this entire time. You've shown more concern for your phone and your social media than for the woman you hurt. You've blamed everyone but yourself. You've made excuses at every turn, and when given the chance to show genuine remorse, you chose sarcasm. Derrick's hands curl into fists. This is BS. You've already decided I'm guilty. Nothing I say will change your mind. You're right. I have decided you're guilty because you are guilty. The evidence is overwhelming. What I haven't decided is what to do about it. Then just tell me, what's my punishment? I'll pay it and leave. You think you can pay your way out of this? I can pay my way out of anything. The words hang in the air. Heavy. Ugly. True in his world, but not in this courtroom. Judge Caprio stands up. Mr. Lansing, that's the problem. That right there, that statement, that belief, that's the core issue we're dealing with today. You genuinely believe that money can solve everything. That wealth makes you special. That rules are for other people, for poor people, for normal people, but not for you. Never for you. Derrick doesn't respond. What can he say? The judge is right. That is what he believes. That's what he's always believed. That's what his whole life has taught him. Let me tell you something, Judge Caprio continues. I grew up poor, really poor. My parents immigrated here with nothing. My father worked 3 jobs. My mother cleaned houses. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. 6 of us. We shared everything. Clothes, food, space. We had nothing, but we had dignity. We had respect. We had values. He walks around his desk. He stands at the front of the room. My father used to say, the measure of a man is not how much money he has. It's how he treats people when he has nothing to gain from being kind. You have everything, Mr. Lansing. Money, connections, opportunities, but you have no kindness, no empathy, no character. You don't know me, Derrick says quietly. You're right. I don't know you. I only know what you've shown me today, and what you've shown me is someone who cares only about himself. Someone who hurts people and laughs about it. Someone who sees other human beings as obstacles or opportunities, but never as equals. Judge Caprio walks back to his bench. He puts his glasses back on. He picks up his gavel. Mr. Derrick Lansing, this court finds you guilty on all charges. Reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, driving while distracted, obstruction of justice, attempted destruction of evidence, and attempted bribery of a law enforcement officer. Derrick's lawyer, wait. He doesn't have a lawyer. He said he didn't need one. He said this would be quick. He was wrong. The court will now determine your sentence, Judge Caprio says. Derrick leans forward. Okay, how much? 5 grand? 10? I can write a check right now. You're not writing a check. 20? Mr. Lansing, stop talking. 30? Come on. Name your price. Judge Caprio's face turns red. Actually red. Did you just try to bribe me? In open court? In front of witnesses? Are you insane? Derrick realizes his mistake. No, I was just unwilling to pay whatever fine. Bailiff, Judge Caprio says, take the defendant into custody for contempt of court. Officer Martinez moves quickly. He's next to Derrick in 3 steps. He pulls out handcuffs. Wait, what? No. Derrick backs away. His chair falls over. He's against the wall. You can't do this. I have rights. You have the right to remain silent. Officer Martinez says, I suggest you use it. He grabs Derrick's wrist. He pulls it behind his back. The handcuff clicks. Then the other wrist. Click. Derrick is in handcuffs. For the first time in his life, he can't buy his way out. Can't charm his way out. Can't lie his way out. He's trapped. Your Honor, please. Derrick's voice cracks. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to. You weren't trying to bribe me? Then what were you doing? I don't know. I panicked. You panicked. So your instinct when you panic is to offer money. Interesting. Derrick is crying now. Actually crying. Tears run down his face. His nose is running. He looks young suddenly, like a kid, not a 23-year-old influencer with 340,000 followers. Just a scared kid who finally realized he's in real trouble. Please, he says. Please? I'm sorry. I'll do anything. Just tell me what you want. Judge Caprio sits down. What I want, Mr. Lansing, is for you to understand what you've done. To truly understand, not just say the words, not just perform remorse for the cameras, but to actually feel it, to carry it with you, to let it change you. I do understand, I swear. We'll see. Sit down. Officer Martinez guides Derrick back to his chair. The handcuffs stay on. Derrick sits. He's shaking. His whole body is shaking. Your sentence is as follows, Judge Caprio begins. First, you will pay a fine of $25,000. This money will be split between court costs and a donation to victims of traffic violence. Derrick nods. He expected a fine. He can handle a fine. Second, your driver's license is suspended for 1 year. Derrick's head snaps up. A year? How am I supposed to? You'll figure it out. The same way millions of people without cars figure it out every day. You'll take the bus, or walk, or ask for rides. But Third, You will complete 300 hours of community service. 300 hours? Yes, and not just any community service. You will serve as a crossing guard at Riverside Elementary School, the same school where you endangered children with your reckless driving. You will stand on that corner every school day morning and afternoon for the next year. You will help children cross safely. You will watch for distracted drivers. You will see, firsthand, what could have happened because of your actions. The courtroom erupts in applause. People are clapping, smiling, nodding. This is perfect. This is justice. Derrick looks horrified. A crossing guard? Are you serious? I'm 23 years old. That's humiliating. Good, Judge Caprio says. You should be humiliated. Maybe humiliation will teach you humility. I can't. My followers, they'll see me. Yes, they will. And that brings me to my fourth condition. You will post about your community service on your social media. Every single day. You will explain what you did wrong. You will apologize publicly to Ms. Morgan. You will use your platform to educate your followers about the dangers of distracted driving. No way. I'm not doing that. Then you'll go to jail. Your choice. Derrick's mouth opens, closes, opens. He has no words, no arguments, no options. Fifth, Judge Caprio continues, you will write a letter of apology to Ms. Morgan. Not typed. Handwritten. At least 2 pages. You will explain what you did, why it was wrong, how it affected her, and what you've learned. This letter will be reviewed by the court before it's delivered. If it's not genuine, you'll write it again, and again, until you get it right. How will you know if it's genuine? Derrick asks. I'll know. 6. You will attend victim impact panels. These are meetings where victims of car accidents share their stories. You will listen. You will learn. You will attend 1 panel per month for the next year. 7th, you will pay Ms. Morgan's medical bills. All of them, plus the wages she lost, plus the cost of therapy she'll need to deal with the trauma you caused. How much is that? Around $15,000. Fine. You're not done. 8th, you will complete an online course on defensive driving. You will pass with at least 95%. If you fail, you'll take it again. 9th, you will undergo a psychological evaluation to determine if you have any underlying issues that contributed to your behavior. And 10th, you will be on probation for 2 years. During that time, you will report to a probation officer monthly. You will submit to random drug tests. You will maintain employment or enrollment in school. And you will commit no further crimes. None. Not even a parking ticket. Derrick is pale. His lips are blue. He looks like he might pass out. If you violate any of these conditions, Judge Caprio says, you will serve 90 days in jail. No exceptions. No second chances. Do you understand? Yes, Derrick whispers. I can't hear you. Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Good, and one more thing. That contempt of court charge. You're going to spend the next 72 hours in custody. 3 days? To think about what happened here today. To sit in a cell with no phone, no followers, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts. 3 days? I have plans. I have meetings. Cancel them. You can't do this. I just did. Bailiff, remove the defendant. Officer Martinez lifts Derrick to his feet. Derrick tries to resist, but he's handcuffed. There's nothing he can do. Wait, he screams. Dad, someone call my dad. They'll fix this. Your dad can't fix this. Judge Caprio says, no one can fix this but you. Officer Martinez leads Derrick toward a side door. The door that leads to the holding cells. Derrick is sobbing now, loudly, messily. Please, I'm sorry. I'll do better. I promise. The door closes behind him. His voice fades. The courtroom is silent for a moment. Then people start talking, whispering, processing what just happened. Vanessa is crying. But these are different tears. Relief, validation, justice. Mr. Patterson puts a hand on her shoulder. It's over, he says. You did it. Judge Caprio looks at her. Ms. Morgan, I want to apologize on behalf of this court for what you've been through. No one should have to fight this hard for justice. I hope this sentence brings you some peace. Thank you, Your Honor, Vanessa says. Her voice is thick with emotion. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Court is adjourned. Judge Caprio hits his gavel once. The sound echoes through the room. People file out slowly. They're talking about what they witnessed. About the arrogant kid who finally got what he deserved. About the judge who wasn't afraid to stand up to power. About the teacher who refused to be silenced. A reporter stops Vanessa on the steps outside. Ms. Morgan, how do you feel about the verdict? Vanessa thinks for a moment. I feel heard, she says. For the first time since this nightmare began, I feel heard. 3 days later, Derrick is released from custody. He looks different. His hair is messy. His clothes are wrinkled. He hasn't showered. He hasn't shaved. His eyes are red and swollen. His father is waiting outside. Mayor Thomas Lansing. He's a tall man with silver hair and an expensive suit. He looks angry. What did you do? He asks. Do you have any idea what this has done to my career? Your career? Derrick stares at him. That's what you care about? Your career? Of course I care about my career. This scandal is all over the news. People are calling for my resignation. The governor is investigating me. Good. What? Good. You deserve it. You taught me that I could buy my way out of anything. You taught me that rules don't matter. You taught me that I'm special. And you were wrong. Mayor Lansing's face turns purple. Don't you dare blame me for your mistakes. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming both of us. We both messed up, and now we both have to deal with the consequences. Derrick walks past his father. He doesn't look back. 6 weeks pass. Derrick stands on the corner of Riverside Avenue and Oak Street. He's wearing an orange safety vest with the words Community Service printed on the back. In his hand, he holds a stop sign. It's 7:45 a.m. Cold, drizzling rain. Children approach the crosswalk. They're in elementary school. First, second, third grade. Some are walking with parents. Some are alone. They all look so small, so vulnerable. Mrs. Henderson, the regular crossing guard, stands next to him. She's 67 years old. She's been doing this job since before Derrick was born. Morning, she says. Morning, Derrick replies. A car approaches. Too fast. Derrick holds up his stop sign. The car slows. Stops. He waves the children across. A little girl looks up at him. She smiles. Thank you, she says. You're welcome, Derrick says. Something in his chest tightens. These kids trust him. They trust him to keep them safe. The same way they trusted the cars around them to follow the rules. The same rules he broke. Another car approaches. The driver is on their phone. Derrick steps into the street. He holds up his sign. He waves his arm. The driver looks up just in time. Brakes squeal. The car stops inches from the crosswalk. Inches from where a child was about to step. Derrick's heart is pounding. That could have been him. That was him. 6 weeks ago, he was that driver. The one not paying attention. The one who could have killed someone. The driver rolls down their window. Sorry, they yell. I wasn't paying attention. Next time, pay attention. Derrick yells back. There are kids here. The driver nods and pulls over. They put their phone away. They look shaken. Mrs. Henderson looks at Derrick. You did good just now. Thanks. You're learning. Yeah, I guess I am. At lunch, Derrick sits in his car. He pulls out his phone. He hasn't posted anything in 6 weeks. His followers have been asking where he is, demanding content. Some have guessed that he's in trouble. Others think he's on vacation. Only a few know the truth. He opens his camera. He starts recording. Hey everyone, I need to tell you something. 6 weeks ago, I was in court. You might have heard about it. You might have seen the news. If you didn't, here's the story. I hit someone with my car. I was on my phone. I wasn't paying attention. I hurt someone. And instead of taking responsibility, I lied. I tried to bribe a cop. I tried to make myself the victim. I was wrong. He pauses. This is hard. Harder than he thought it would be. But he continues. The woman I hit is named Vanessa Morgan. She's a teacher. She's a good person. And I treated her like garbage. I called her names. I sent my followers after her. I tried to destroy her life because I didn't want to face consequences for mine. I'm sorry, Vanessa. I'm so sorry. Tears fill his eyes. Real tears. Not for show. Not for sympathy. just real. I'm doing community service now. I'm a crossing guard at Riverside Elementary. Every morning and every afternoon, I help kids cross the street. And every day, I see what could have happened. I see how close I came to killing someone, to destroying families, to changing lives forever. And it scares me. It should scare all of you too. He wipes his eyes. If you're watching this and you drive, please pay attention. Put your phone away. It can wait. Whatever text you're sending, whatever app you're checking, it's not worth a life. Trust me. I learned that the hard way. Don't be like me. Be better than me. He ends the recording. He looks at it. It's raw. Ugly. Honest. He'd almost deletes it. But he doesn't. He posts it. Within minutes, comments flood in. Most are supportive. Some are cruel. He reads them all. He deserves both. 12 weeks pass. Derrick is in a community center. It's Thursday night. Victim Impact Panel. He sits in a circle with 20 other people. Some are offenders like him. Some are victims. Some are family members of people who died in car accidents. A woman stands up. Her name is Patricia. She's in her 50s. She has short gray hair and kind eyes. My daughter was 16, she says. She was walking home from school. A driver ran a red light. They were texting. They hit her. She died instantly. Derrick feels like he's been punched. He can't breathe. Patricia continues. The driver was 19, a college student. He said he was sorry. He cried in court. He got probation. Community service. He served his sentence. And then he went back to his life. But I didn't get my daughter back. I don't get to watch her graduate, or get married, or have children. I don't get to hear her laugh or see her smile. All I have are memories in a grave I visit every Sunday. She looks directly at Derrick. If you're here because you hurt someone, I need you to understand something. You don't get to move on like this never happened. You carry it with you. Always, the weight of what you did, the knowledge of what you took. And if you don't carry it, if you forget, if you go back to your old ways, then you learn nothing, and someone else will suffer. Derrick nods. He can't speak. His throat is too tight. After the panel, Patricia approaches him. You're the mayor's stunt, right? I saw you on the news. Yeah, that's me. How are you doing? Honestly, not great. This is hard, really hard. Good, Patricia says, not meanly, just honestly. It should be hard. That means you're feeling it. That means you're changing. Does it get easier? No, but you get stronger, and hopefully you get better. Derrick thanks her. He walks to his car. He sits in the driver's seat. He doesn't start the engine. He just sits, thinking, feeling, hurting. 6 months pass. Derrick returns to court. It's a review hearing. Judge Caprio reviews his progress. Mr. Lansing, I've read the reports from your probation officer, from Mrs. Henderson, from the victim impact panel coordinators. They all say you're doing well, that you're taking this seriously. Is that true? Yes, Your Honor. Tell me what you've learned. Derrick takes a breath. I've learned that I was living in a bubble. I thought my life was the only life that mattered. I thought money and followers made me important, but I was wrong. Everyone matters. The teacher driving home from work, the kids crossing the street, the officer doing his job. Everyone. What else? I've learned that consequences are real, that actions have impact, that I can't just say sorry and move on. I have to prove it. Every day, by being better, by doing better. Judge Caprio nods. And Ms. Morgan, have you spoken to her? Yes, Your Honor. I delivered my letter in person. She didn't have to accept it, but she did. She said she forgave me. I don't know if I deserve that, but I'm grateful for it. Good. I'm reducing your probation to 18 months, but the other conditions remain. Don't make me regret this. I won't, Your Honor, I promise. 1 year passes. Derrick stands at the crosswalk for the last time. His community service is complete. 300 hours. All done. Mrs. Henderson stands next to him. I'm going to miss you, she says. I'm going to miss this, Derrick replies, and he means it. This corner. These kids, this routine. It grounded him. It reminded him what matters. A little boy approaches. His name is Tyler. He's been crossing the street every day for the past year. He knows Derrick. Are you leaving? Tyler asks. Yeah, buddy. Today's my last day. Who's going to help us cross? Mrs. Henderson will still be here, and they'll find someone new. Don't worry. Tyler hugs Derrick's leg. You're the best crossing guard ever. Derrick kneels down. Hey, Tyler. Can you promise me something? What? When you get older and you start driving, promise me you'll always pay attention. No phones. No distractions. Just focus on the road. Can you promise me that? Tyler nods seriously. I promise. Good man. Derrick stands. He looks at Mrs. Henderson. Thank you. For everything. You did the work, she says. I just watched. Derrick walks to his car. A Honda Civic. He sold his BMW. Used the money to pay Vanessa's medical bills and donate to a local charity. He doesn't need a fancy car anymore. He doesn't need to impress anyone. He drives home. His apartment. Not his father's mansion. He moved out months ago. Got a job managing social media for a nonprofit that helps accident victims. It doesn't pay much, but it matters, and that's enough. 2 years pass. Derrick's probation is over. He's a free man. Legally, anyway, but he knows he'll never really be free from what he did. And that's okay. He doesn't want to be. The guilt keeps him honest. The shame keeps him humble. The memory keeps him careful. He still posts on social media, but it's different now. He talks about responsibility, about consequences, about second chances and the work it takes to earn them. His follower count dropped, a lot. But the people who stayed, they're real, they care, they're learning with him. Vanessa reached out last week. She invited him to speak at her school, to talk to the students about the dangers of distracted driving. He said yes. He was nervous, but it went well. The kids listened. They asked questions. They seemed to understand. After the presentation, Vanessa walked him to his car. I want you to know something, she said. What's that? I don't think you're a bad person. I never did. I just think you were a person who did bad things. There's a difference. Thank you for saying that. I mean it. You've worked hard to change. I see that. Other people see that. I hope you see it too. I'm trying. That's all anyone can ask. Derrick sits in his apartment now. It's late. He's scrolling through old photos on his phone. Pictures of his old life. The cars, the parties, the waste. He barely recognizes that person anymore. Was that really him? Did he really think those things mattered? He opens his notes app. He starts typing out a post. Just thoughts. For himself. 2 years ago, I almost killed someone. I was driving 58 miles per hour in a school zone. I was on my phone. I hit a woman who was stopped at a red light. I hurt her. I traumatized her. I sent people to harass her. I tried to bribe a cop. I tried to destroy evidence. I did everything wrong. And then I got caught and punished. And I thought my life was over, but it wasn't. It was just beginning. The real life, the one where my actions matter, where other people matter, where I'm not the center of everything. This life is harder, scarier, less glamorous, but it's real, and it's mine. And I'm grateful for it, because the alternative, being that person forever, that's the real punishment. That's the real prison. I'm free now. Finally free. He saves the note. He closes his phone. He turns off the lights. He goes to bed. Tomorrow he'll wake up and go to work. They'll help people. They'll try to make the world a little better, a little safer, a little kinder. It's not much, but it's something, and something is better than nothing. Judge Frank Caprio sits in his chambers. It's late. Everyone else has gone home, but he stays. He often stays late, thinking about the cases, the people, the lives that pass through his courtroom. He opens Derrick Lansing's file. He reads the final report from the probation officer. Mr. Lansing has successfully completed all requirements of his sentence. He has shown genuine remorse and significant personal growth. I recommend closing this case. Judge Caprio signs the form. Case closed, but the lessons remain. For Derrick, for Vanessa, for everyone who heard the story. Lessons about privilege, about responsibility, about the difference between being rich and being good, about how consequences aren't punishment. They're teachers, And the best students are the ones who learn from their mistakes and never repeat them. He closes the file. He places it in the archive. Another case. Another life changed. Another chance at justice. He stands. He puts on his coat. He turns off his office light. He walks to his car. Tomorrow there will be more cases, more people, more stories. But tonight, he goes home knowing that at least one person learned the lesson. At least one person changed. And sometimes that's enough. Money can buy many things, but it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice is earned through remorse, through change, through the hard work of becoming better than you were. Derrick Lansing learned that lesson, the hard way, the only way that really sticks, and now he carries it with him. Every day, in every choice, in every action, because that's what justice really is. Not punishment, not revenge, but transformation from who you were into who you need to be, for yourself, for others, for the world.